Hey guys, welcome to another Jazz Piano Lessons.online lesson where they're all free. I'm Glenn, and hey, I'm going to teach you a little bit about playing outside using the tritone substitute, playing outside the changes using tritone substitute, and it's just a little bit outside, and so for some people that's a great way of introducing to playing outside. And playing outside doesn't mean kind of playing just whatever you feel like. Of course, I mean you can, and you will get a result that sounds like you're just playing whatever you feel like. And so we're trying to do something that's it's outside of the changes, but it's interesting, and yeah, it's still palatable for most people to have a listen to, and I love listening to a whole bunch of stuff, including atonal music. So, but we're not going quite that far today. All right, let's get into it. We're going to look at the tune "All the Things You Are" as well as we experiment with playing outside using the tritone substitutes. Let's get into it. So first of all, I guess we need to kind of talk about what is, and by the way, you can download All the Things You Are, the lead sheet at jazzpianolessons.online if you go there. So that is hopefully helpful for you. Now the tritone substitute, it's really quite simple. It's three tones, or an augmented fourth or a diminished fifth, right? So it's three tones away. What we do is we play in whenever we have a dominant chord, and you can use it with a bit of careful attention on other chords, but with respect to a dominant chord, a chord that has a flattened seventh in it, is our C major 7. That's C7. That's a C dominant 7. If we use a dominant chord and we go three tones away and then use that chord as a dominant chord as well, it works really well as a substitute chord. And that's quite often we can do that for harmony. And I've got here's a link. I'll put a link somewhere for you to find tritone substitute chords, how to use it in harmony, and also how to so that's another video. All right, so tritone substitute, C, E, G, B flat, C chord, right? If I go up three tones, 1, 2, or three whole steps is another way to think of it, three tones, right? An augmented fourth or a diminished fifth, depending on if you're thinking of it as an F sharp or a G flat, okay? And so if I play instead of the C7, if I play the F sharp 7, it kind of works in most situations. All right, so let's say I'm playing All Things You Are. Now here comes the E flat 7. Okay, instead of E flat 7, I'm going to play A7 because it's a tritone away. All right, 1 tone, 2 tones, 3 tones. All right, so I'm going to play A7 instead of E flat 7. Here was the B flat minor going to the E flat 7. All right, I'm playing a 13th chord there, but it's still the same idea, right? Here comes the A7. See how that works? I mean, it's not that crazy. Now, that's not what this video is about. This video is about how do we play outside. So what I want to suggest to you, this is a great way to kind of get started, is you can play the E flat 7 chord as your harmony, but play as your melody, your line. Think of it as an A chord, right? So you got E flat 7 as the chord, right? But as your harmony, you're going to be playing the A7. So why does that work? Well, the guide tones are still the same, and they're really important. The guide tones are the 3 and the 7, which tell us whether it's a major or a dominant chord. So the function of the harmony hasn't changed, which is brilliant. However, all the other notes have changed. Now, C7 going to F sharp 7. Might run you through that. D would go to G sharp 7 or A flat 7. I would never think of it as G sharp 7, but it's it's 3 tones. 1, 2, 3. You might want to think of it as G sharp 7, but I don't know why you would. A flat 7, much easier to think of it. And E flat going A7 as we're actually talking about that particular chord, right? Here is you can see that the guide tones are the same. C7, we have the guide tones, the 3 and the 7, E and the B flat, right? When I go to the F sharp 7 chord, we have A sharp and E, which is exactly the same. A sharp and E, okay? Or E, A sharp, right? And of course, if you think of it as a G flat chord, we're thinking of it as a B flat and a F flat. Still the same notes. It's still those notes, the E and the B flat, all right? So the guide tones get switched from the 7 to the 3, but essentially they kind of do the same job, right? So here's the same thing here with the D7. You can pause it, have a look at that if you want to. I've only put in the A flat 7 chords, the A flat 7 guide tones, because I don't think of it as G sharp 7 ever. All right, E flat 7, G to the D flat, and then going to the C sharp and the G. Same notes, all right? Really important. So as we play our F minor 7, go into our B flat minor 7, E flat 7. Right, on that E flat 7, instead of E flat 7, we're going to play an E flat 7 chord-wise. Well, I'll probably just play a bass note. Maybe I'll jump up. I don't know. We'll see what happens. That's what jazz is all about, right? But I'm going to play an A7 as a just as a straight arpeggio, right? Just the notes of A7 itself, nothing else. So these notes work in the E flat chord, right? There's nothing unusual about those, right? But the A gives you a sharp 4 if you're thinking of it as an E flat, right? And the E gives you a flat 9. All right, so instead of this, that's E flat dominant 7. You get this sound. It still works, but it's a slightly outside, right? So and then I'm going to resolve that, on the A flat major 7. I played the C there, which is the third, all right, of the A flat major 7. All right, does that give you the idea? So you can see how just the arpeggio of just the 1, 3, 5, 7 of the chord gives you that sharp 11, and it gives you that flat 9 of the E flat, which is really cool, right? Now, if you play the Mixolydian mode, which is kind of the standard thing to go for when you're playing a dominant 7 chord, right? Here's my C7. A Mixolydian mode has the flattened 7th, right? All right, because it matches with that, right? Now, if I was to play the tritone, which would be the F sharp, if I'm still playing C7, I'm going to play the F sharp Mixolydian. Isn't that cool? All right, so you've got a sharp 11 there, like I'm referring everything back to C, kind of. I'm thinking of it as the F sharp chord, right? But in terms of just for information purposes for this video, I'm telling you about what happens. How is that related to C, right? So we've got a sharp 11, you got a sharp 5 here, or a flattened 13th. You might want to think of it like that. That's the flat 7. That's the guide tone. There's no dramas there. All right. So all right, here we've got a major 7 when we're playing the flat 7. It's a little bit of a clash. You might want to play the C there, but I'm going to do it anyway. All right. There's the C sharp, which is our flat 9, or D flat if you want to think of it to make it a flat 9. There's a sharp 9, okay, and then when we get to the E, that's the 7th of the F sharp chord, right? But it happens to be the third, 1, 3, 5, 7. It's the third of the C chord. So we got a whole bunch of cool stuff going on if you play the whole of the Mixolydian mode in there. So let's do that with all things you are. F minor, B flat minor. Here's my A7. Going to go back to the A flat, right? I'm going to change. Let's move over to the D flat major 7. All right, now it's a G7 chord, and I'm going to play a D flat Mixolydian / D flat, 7 arpeggio, whatever, kind of. So I'll go from that D flat major 7 chord again. All right, there's my C. I'll just resolve on that for a little bit. All right, here comes the next line, C minor 7, F minor 7, B flat. Now the tritone away is E, so to the E flat major 7. Alright, here's A flat major 7. Alright, when we go to the D7, I'm going to play the notes that I would be playing if I would normally play an A flat 7, chord. So hopefully that helps you. Hopefully that works. I might just improvise a little bit on that. Now, I decided to do it on All Things You Are because I did do a video on All Things You Are before as just how to play it, and a lot of people enjoyed that. So therefore, and did request, hey, how's one way of approaching playing a little bit outside? So we'll do some more videos on how other ways you can think about playing outside in the very near future. If there's anything in particular you'd like, let me know. And so anyway, here's a bit of All Things You Are. Yeah. All right, guys, have an awesome day. I'll see you again real soon.